Dimensional analysis is a method of converting one unit to another, and it uses the units to help you make sure that you are setting it up correctly, and it also gives you a really great method of checking you have not made a mistake. So anytime we do a dimensional analysis problem, we're going to set it up to look like this. So the first thing I do is I write down what I've been given, then I write down what I want, I collect any conversion factors I might have, I draw a solution map, and then I solve the problem. I do not try and solve the problem until I've done all of these things first. Okay, so let's say we have 57.2 centimeters and we want to convert it to inches. Okay, so we've been given 57.2 centimeters and we want inches. So we need to collect a conversion factor, and the conversion factor we're going to collect is the conversion between centimeters and inches. You can look that up in your book. Okay, it's also on the back of the periodic table I'm going to give you, but I will tell you for now that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. I do not expect you to memorize that. Okay, on a test I would give that to you. So we know what we've been given, we know what we want, and we know how to convert from one to the other. Now we go ahead and we draw our map, and our map tells us how to get from our given unit to our wanted unit. So we've been given centimeters, we want inches. Okay, so we're going from this point to this point. And then on the arrow, we need to explain how we're going to get there. How are we going to get from centimeters to inches? So we need to write our conversion factor as a per expression. So we write it as a fraction. Right now it's written as an equality, okay? So many inches equals so many centimeters. But on our arrow and in our calculation, it needs to be written as a fraction. And whatever is at the front of the arrow needs to go on the bottom of the fraction. So I'm going to write it as 1 inch per 2.54 centimeters. And that's what I mean by a per expression. There are so many of these per so many of these. Okay, instead of saying over when you see this line, go ahead and say per. 1 inch per 2.54 centimeters. And then we just plug our numbers into our map. So we write the given quantity underneath the given quantity in the map. So 57.2 centimeters multiplied by 1 inch per 2.54 centimeters equals, and then we should get the answer that is written up here. We should get it in inches. Okay, let's take a look. Do the math with the units before you do the math with the numbers. Okay, so centimeters multiplied by inches divided by centimeters means that centimeters cancel, right? If you've got a unit on the top and on the bottom, then they're going to cancel. And so we'll be left with inches, which is what we want, right? Okay, so that's how it kind of is a nice little check that you've set it up right if your wanted unit is correct. And then we go ahead and we do the math with the actual numbers. So we've got 57.2 divided by 2.54, right, because 2.54 is on the bottom. We could have entered 57.2 multiplied by 1 divided by 2.54, but we don't need to do that. That's kind of implied, right? So 57.2 divided by 2.54 equals 22.51968,504 is our calculator answer. Okay, so we need to round it. We've got 3 sig figs in our given quantity here, so we need to round it to 22.5 inches. Okay, so we have several different ways of checking our answer. The first is check that the units you get are the units you want. And then the next check I like to do is called the smaller larger check. Now centimeters are smaller than inches, so that means I should have more centimeters than inches. And I do. I got 57.2 centimeters and I've got 22.5 inches. So my smaller larger check works as well. So that's a really great clue that I've done it right.